Alright, welcome back to the workshop, and we're back working on the Stuart number 9 engine, and this week we're working on the crosshead guide. So let's get on with it. Alright, first thing to do, split this piece. Alright, now we're working on the crosshead, and that's this little piece here. It's a bronze gunmetal bearing, gunmetal casting, and there's really not much in the way of reference surfaces. The top isn't bad, the bottom is a bit of a mess, maybe, but what I thought I would do is use that groove on the side. Doesn't matter too much because we're going to re-establish everything. If I put a couple of rods through there, like that, one on each side, and I can put it in. Now we're going to use our reference surface, and we'll just use that side face there, and as good as any. Alright, so here's the setup to get this perpendicular edge here. I've got it in a little grinding vise, in the mill vise, so that will give me the 90 degrees, and we can just jump across there. We should get something fairly close. We'll just clean up that back face, and we'll use that to do our front face. So just tighten that up a little bit. Now we'll clean up this face here, and we're going to put a 2BA thread into that. Alright, now we need to clean up this edge here, make that round. It might be a job for the lathe and the four-jaw, I think. Okay, so here I am, I've got it in a four-jaw chuck, and it's centered on that thing there. Okay, so we've cleaned up this flange, and now we just need to drill it out. Now, better get out of reverse. Okay, so we've moved the chuck onto the rotary table on the mill, so I can clean up this shoulder here. And of course, even though I haven't moved anything, when I set up this chuck on this rotary table, there's over 3/1000ths of run out there, but because it's a four-jaw chuck, I can just correct that. So 0 on that side, and it's low on that side, so this side needs to come up. So I'll do that off camera. Alright, so I've dialed it in. It's about as good as I can get it. There's a bit of slop in the bearing anyway. A future project, but it's less than 1/1000th, so it should be good enough. Now we're going to put a small end mill in there and just clean up this shoulder, and then I'll clock it in 90 degrees and we'll do this edge here. Okay, here's the setup. I've got a 1, 2, 3 block supporting this the piston shaft here, and I'm gripping by the cross member thing, and if I run my indicator along there, it's dead flat. But we need to take some off of that, so this is a reliable way of doing it, and I need to take that down by about 70 thou, so I'll take some off and then I can put it back and check it. Okay, so we want to measure the height from this rod, which is that rod, to the base there. So we're going to be measuring. We're going to have it in the mill like this, and I'm going to measure from the underneath of that rod to the top of that surface. So I've got this adjustable parallel setup here. So it's just set up so it's snug. Just feel it. On there. Now what I can do is use my height gauge. I'll put it on the bed there and zero it. Tighten it up, zero it, and now I can go to the base of this adjustable parallel, and it's 501 thousandths. Check at this end. 500 thousandths. 501. 500 and a half. So safe to say I think we need 501 thousandths from this rod to the top here. Okay, so we're set up in the vise, and I've got a 1, 2, 3 block under here, and so the shaft is parallel to that, and the vise is gripping on the sides like crosshead. And what we're going to do is just take a cut, and then we can measure it and we'll know how far. Okay, we'll zero out Z-axis, and now we can take a measurement. Alright, I've got the shaft set up on the V block here, and I can come down and measure the top of the shaft. Set that as 0, and then measure the top of our crosshead. And that's 580, so we need to take 80 thousandths off of the top. Okay, well the next step I want to try with this part is to reduce this, the sides of this down so the width of this is correct, which should be 1/2 inch. And this base is correct and it's aligned with the center. I've checked that, so if I put this on a parallel, I can take some off the side, flip it over, take some off this side, and then I'll measure it, and then we'll see where we are. Okay, we're going to just take a bit off the top so we can measure it, and then see how much more we're going to have to take off to get it down. Okay, now we're up to this kind of scary part of putting a hole through this thing here, and the hole has to be exactly in line with the piston shaft there, so we'll use a center finder, find the edge of that, and then we measure back a quarter of an inch from the edge of this part. Now if I have this right, this 1/16 hole will, the bottom of it will just join the top of the hole. We only did on one side, so I've just drilled it. Okay, we're going to drill right through 4.5. That's good. Now we can solder that on there. A bit of soft solder. Got some baker's fluid. There we go. Now, we've got ourselves okay, here's the setup. We're in the rotary table, and I've used the center finder to put myself directly over the top, and I know my height above here. So what I'm going to do is take this 5mm end mill down, and I'm going to machine the bottom edge of this slot up until the center point of this hole. So the back side I'm going to do, and then once I've done that, I'm going to take this 90 degrees, and I'll use the indicator as I've done here to make sure it's straight, and I'll do the bottom half, front half. So here's our slot, and if I used my taper measuring things, I put a 5mm end mill through there, and that's right on 200 thou, and that needs to be 280, which is quite a lot. It's right out here somewhere. So I need to take about 40 thou off of each side, but I don't think I'll do that. I'm gonna rotate this 90 and take that other side, flatten out this corner, and I'm going to end up with some clearance, and I'll see what I can do on the lathe. So here I am, and I'm on I'll just do it by eye. Oh, wrong handle. Okay, so here we are. We've got it all finished and together. I finished that slot there, this part here, and put it all together, and there was a bit of fiddling around getting the finishing just right, but it worked out all right. What I did hope to do was to pivot on this axis here and try and get that slot to be curved on the inside, and the reason for that is if we look at the plans, look at this plan here, there's a dotted line here that shows this as a curve. It's not centered on that pivot, and I think the only way you could really do that is to machine off one side and do it from the top, and then solder or braze a new side on, and I didn't want to do that, so I just went all the way in as far as to that 1/8 vertically, and then rotated it and went that way in. So the very corner is not quite perfect, but it doesn't matter. That top is perfect, the bottom's perfect, it looks fine. And as you can see, it worked out great, and it all lines up. There's no binding, and I don't have any piston rings in at the moment, so I think that's good. Now this obviously has been finished for quite a long time. I've been working on other things and also some fixtures to do the next part, which will be this steam chest here, and that should be quite interesting. But we're back on the engine now, and hopefully we'll make a bit more progress in the near future. So there we go. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you with another video fairly soon.